that like weird green, like this? What is this? Here, can you see that? I'm guessing you can, since I can see it. But... So for those of you who don't know, I have a Tumblr, and I actively encourage you guys to ask me questions on there, because there must be things that you want to ask me which I just don't talk about for whatever reason. Someone had asked me actually a few questions in one. It's on a topic which I know for a fact a lot of you are curious about just from the messages I get and the things that I see you say to me, so I thought I would answer them in a video because I know more of you are likely to see it on here than on Tumblr. In your last YouTube video you asked for video suggestions. Yes, I did, thank you very much. Would you be able to feel comfortable doing a video about what happened when you started recovery from anorexia? Yes, because when I first started my recovery journey, the unknown was what scared me the most. What's going to happen to my body? Is this going to happen? Is that going to happen? This happened to this person on the internet. Will that happen to me? It's incredibly scary, especially if it's behaviour that's become really sort of entrenched as part of your life for a long time, as it was with me, or even if it's something which you've not been struggling with for years, like some people. It's still pretty hard to get yourself out of a rut. So this person wants to know if I relapsed and how many times. Yes, I did. Now, I don't know specifically how many times I relapsed, but I think maybe 3 stand out in my mind. For those of you who don't know, I started my recovery when I was 18. I had an eating disorder when I was 11. No, did I say 18? I meant 19, sorry, 19. It was when I started my recovery. So I had 8 years of these behaviours to sort of break out of. And there are definitely a couple of times I can remember relapsing. One, when I first started university, that was 2012. I had a bit of a problem then. There was a time when I was I started my recovery in sort of January time when I was 19, and my birthday's in January as well, which is why I sometimes get confused whether I was 18 or 19, but I think I was 19 just. And that summer, so August time, I had quite a bad relapse as well, where I lost a lot of weight and I got down to very small size. I'm very conscious of saying nums and things, so I don't want to trigger anyone, but I was pretty skinny. There are videos of that time online still on this channel if you want to go all the way back, and please don't judge me for the things I said back then because I was very ill, but there are videos back then if you're curious, but I will leave you to actively find them. They're on my channel, so you just need to scroll down really if you can be bothered. So definitely at least twice. I would say probably maybe 4 times. There must be other times where I'd struggled or I've lost weight or whatever. There have been times where I've not really like relapsed as such, but I've definitely struggled. So yeah, do not expect recovery to be a straight line. It won't be that easy, and anyone who says that recovery is easy is kidding themselves, because it's really not. However, that being said, it will be the most rewarding thing you can ever do for yourself. The second thing she wants to know is what my body did once I started recovery. So I didn't notice like rapid weight gain or anything. My recovery was quite gradual. I was having 2 lots of counselling sessions at this time. One was through my college, and the other was my private counselling sessions, which are private, so I had to pay for, so not through the NHS. And the targets that were set, like eating targets, were very sort of relaxed. And the really brilliant thing about my counsellor, and this lady without a doubt is the reason that I'm sitting here today as a recovered anorexic and I'm able to talk to you about this, she didn't put any pressure on me, and it wasn't strict. Like CAMS used to just be very, very strict, and you will do this and you will do that, and she wasn't like that at all, and that's what I needed. So everything was very gradual. I did of course put on weight, there's no way of getting around that, I did, but it wasn't rapid, it wasn't crazy. It takes quite a lot of time to lose weight, and by the same token it takes quite a lot of time to put that weight back on. Of course it was scary, but it wasn't rapid at all. It wasn't like one day I was eating X amount of calories per day and the next I was eating normally. It wasn't like that at all, so it was very, very gradual. The next thing she wants to know, how did you accept your body? Did it take time? Yes, I think that's an ongoing process, to be honest. I would say I have pretty much accepted my body now. It's however many years later, 6 years, no, not 6 years later, I'm not 25 yet, I'm 24. It's 5-ish years later, and as I said, it's a very slow process, and I think I have accepted my body. Again, it's been a process. Even people who haven't had eating disorders will have really rubbish body image days, so I don't let it get to me too much. Of course, I have days where I think, oh, I look a bit pudgy, or, you know, time of the month I'll be a bit bloated, TMI, sorry, but true. Yeah, it took a long time, and there are some days where I don't particularly like my body, and whether that's just a normal thing or whether that's because of my history, I'm inclined to think it is because of my history that I get it to a greater extent than like other people. But luckily I have some really great people around me, and I don't let it worry me too much, because I've got to that point where, you know, logically I can't have put on, you know, like a stone overnight, even if I feel it. So yes, in answer to the question, it did take time. Do you have a higher fat percentage, and if so, how do you come to terms with it? Now, if you watched my last video, you will know that I hadn't actually weighed myself for years. I weighed myself a couple of weeks ago, and if you want to watch that video, then I'll link it down below, because I did actually weigh myself, and you can watch that video because I explain about that in there. I'm not going to go over it again here. But I don't know what my body fat percentage is now. I didn't actually know what it was before I started losing weight, and actually I started restricting my eating when I was 11. So when I was 11, I had my body was way different to how it is. So I was like doing that then. My body was a lot different to how it is now. So it's not that easy for me to tell, to be honest. I said this before, but I go by how my clothes fit rather than how much I weigh and just what I look like when I look in the mirror. So if I do have a higher body fat percentage, then good, I probably should, because I had when I was ill, you would look at me and I looked like a little twig, and it wasn't very nice, and women are meant to have some body fat, and I just didn't have any, and it was like every ounce of fat, like, just, you know, had just been sucked off me. So definitely, and do you know what, I enjoy having a more attractive body shape, and I like my body, and that's all that matters, and I'm healthy and I'm happy, and my life isn't ruled by calories and fear of food anymore. So yeah. Oh, this is a really long video considering I was answering one question off Tumblr, but whoever you are, anonymous, you did sneak in lots of little questions in one big question, which is fine, but that's why it's taken so long to answer. So yeah, if you want to ask me any questions on Tumblr, please feel free. The link is down below, as always. Yeah. Right, thank you for watching my rambly video. I hope this answered some of the questions which you sort of throw at me. Hopefully it was helpful. Please subscribe if you like my channel and you like my videos. It makes me so happy. It's so nice to know that people actively are choosing to watch me. It's the best feeling ever. Please comment down below if you have anything to say. Ask me questions on Tumblr so I can do more videos like this, or answer your questions on Tumblr. And yeah, I will see you in my next one.